Having sit. No. Good. Sit. Pocket. Oh, God.
Canine One specialized dog training with knowledge, respect, and patience. Isn't that a nice dog?
No, she just likes me.
But you want to make sure that you're giving the dog what he needs, not what you think he needs.
Give me that big girl! Oh, press there.
I decided that if I cannot find a way to train a dog in a humane way, I will create a way.
It's not always about muscling a dog, beating a dog up. You gotta take your time.
One of the big things that I've learned from Mike is that you don't have to use force to get a dog to respect you or to listen to you.
I originally learned to administer punishment by jerking leashes, all right? Those were the mechanics. Take it like this and jerk the dog. Through the years, I have learned to get the same results by being gentler.
When we started here, he was like, if you yell at a dog or anything like that, he'll literally kick you out. It just made me realize like, oh, okay, like this guy really respects the animals.
It comes down to like relationship and wanting the dog to want to work for you.
If you have the right relationship with that dog, you do not have to muscle around. You want the dog to want to make you happy. That's why the relationship is number one.
Working with dogs has actually molded my character. It changed me as a person and how I handle myself and my approach towards people.
They're very, very similar to us. They're much more like us than they're not like us. That is why they are the first animal that we have really paired up with. You know, as long as there has really been man as we know it, there has been dog next to them because they share similar values. They are pack animals. We are pack animals. They have family units. They naturally want to follow a figure that is like a parent that provides for them and leads them to good things. I was always that kid that had all the snakes and lizards and rats and mice and hamsters, you name it. I always had animals. When I was in high school, I knew I wanted to pursue animals, but in particular, I had a love for dogs, especially dog training. Lots of things to this day haunt me. Lots of blatant abuse to the dogs. You know, there were techniques that were taught that would be just disrespectful to the dog. You know, if the dog is not heeling correctly, step on their toes, knee them in the chest, take your retractable lead and bash them in the head. They had terms for these things. They had flexi bash, and the teacher would almost joke around and say how we would use like a cattle prod to get the dogs to do certain exercises. And also, a lot of these dogs, they were not really pets. We were taught, especially for competitive dogs, to have them like live in crates and not have them really be a real pet if you wanted them to present well when you competed with them. Now, I went into dog training because I loved the dogs. So when I was there, it was a very difficult time for me. And what they would do is they would basically beat up the dogs. They would beat up the dogs to get the dogs to submit to you so the dog would then comply. It's not why I went into dog training. The book would say, hang the dog until the dog is about to pass out and put it on the ground. When it gets up, it should be more compliant. Well, anyway, I did that. Even though I didn't want to do it, I did it because I thought someone has to do it. This is why I got hired. I need to get this dog to obey. So I hung this poor dog, put it on the floor. It rolled over a couple of times. It gagged, and then I asked it to do the exercise again. And the dog didn't do it. I tried to place the dog into the position, and the dog tried to bite me, and I did it again. You know, by the third time I went to do it, my apprentice was crying. She was crying, telling me to please stop, and I was yelling at her. I was telling her, no, this is how it needs to be done. It was horrible. You know, it was really horrible. It wasn't why I wanted to train. I wanted to just like turn everything in right there. I put the dog away. I said, F this. You know, this isn't why I wanted to train dogs. People trust me with their dogs. This dog's name was Precious, for crying out loud. The dog's name was Precious. Someone loved this dog enough to name it Precious, trusting me with it. And what was I doing? I was behind closed doors, hanging the dog, and the dog was crying. It was a life-changing moment. And I decided I would never do that again. I would not go against my gut instincts, not go against why I wanted to become a dog trainer in the first place.
Oh no!
Good, free. Watch the rope. Good. Havoc. Sit. Pocket. Good.
What I learned at school wasn't gonna work for every dog. It's always like basic building blocks, and then you take that to foundation style dog training. It's a foundation on top of building blocks.
It's a scientific-based training, so, you know, it works for all dogs, all sizes, all breeds, and, you know, teaching people how to do it, it's comprehensive, you know, it's not rocket science.
One of the goals of Canine One is to create standards for the industry that have the dog's best interest in mind.
Everywhere we go, people are like, wow, we've never seen a dog trained like that.
Foundation-style dog training is not about the efforts of one dog trainer. It is designed to live forever because it is based off of the efforts of the best in the industry. And it is designed to improve over time as dog training minds get together and share what is working best.
People that I know, they're like, oh, do you teach dogs to do anything else but attack people? And I'm like, yeah, like I do obedience, I train puppies, I have Labradoodle puppies and Chihuahuas that I train. Once people start to see the progress and they see that they're having success, they want to do more.
Patience is key. Approach is definitely key.
I just think it's the best training out there. The training's scientific, it's fair to the dog always, you know, it's respectful of the dog always.
It was beautiful. Like, to me, that was priceless because you actually made a connection and taught the dog something.
My job is to make you better than I am in a much shorter amount of time. And that's how we evolve.
I honestly think it should be the standard. I mean, especially for like police work, I mean, it should just be the standard.
If you are motivated and devoted to being the best dog trainer that you can be for the sake of our industry and our dogs, click on the link for more information.